The package we will use to create visualizations in R is called ggplot2, and the main function out of that package that we will use to create visualizations is ggplot. Now, creating visualizations with ggplot is a matter of layering, and the first layer is always ggplot, called the ggplot. ggplot takes two arguments, a data frame and an aesthetic, and if you want, you can use keywords in the call to ggplot, but you don't have to do that, so you can just have a data frame and an aesthetic. It's important to realize that the aesthetic do not concern the appearance of the chart. They concern the mapping from the data in the data frame to elements in the chart you want to create. Elements that concern the appearance of a chart are referred to as attributes, and we'll talk about that a little later on. Aesthetics are created by a function to the call to the function AES, and the arguments that you have in AES is, as you would expect, X, Y, size, color, fill, and call. And the values to these arguments are fields in the data frame. Now, once you've created the ggplot, and this creates a ggplot object, then you can layer, using this plus, any number of geoms. And the geoms are, in fact, the charts that ggplot and R make available to you. So to see how this might work is I've created a very simple data frame and called ggplot. And now I'm going to layer geom, and you see that what R brings up is a large number of different geoms that you can look at. So, for example, point, right? Let's not click on it. Let's just see what geom point gives us. So if I go over this, you'll see that it's used to create scatter plots. Now, there is a lot of information that comes up when you kind of mouse over the function here, but you can also always get additional information by going to the box on the right-hand corner and then typing, going to help, and then typing whatever function you're interested in the search box here. And then you see you get a lot of additional information about the function that you want. So let's move this out of the way. Okay, now you can add any number of geoms, that's fine, you can do that. So you keep layering these geoms on top of each other. Then you layer some coordinates and scales if you want. Then you may layer a call to labs, the function labs, to add labels, titles, etc. And then you can layer calls to functions to set the attributes of the plot to make it look better. So here's a first example of how this would work. So using similar data that we've looked at before, I've called ggplot with data being TDF, the mapping being aesthetic, and the x-axis is going to be the percentage of people with health insurance, y, the people with the obesity rate, and size is going to be unemployment rate. Then I'm going to call the ggplot function geomPoint to and say set the color to red. So this is going to create a scatter plot, and the bubbles in that plot are going to be red. And then I can do a call to labs, a call to labs on top of that, and I set the title of the chart. I set what is going to be on the x-axis, what's going to be on the y-axis, and then a caption as well. The caption will appear at the bottom of the visualization. Note that this y and x have nothing to do with the aesthetic here. This y and x tell me what should appear on the x-axis and the y-axis in the chart that I'm creating. So this would result in something like this. So here's the title, here is the Y, here's the X, and here's the caption. Now, if I want, I can then layer additional layers on top of that. For example, to change the attributes of the chart. So if I do this, then all of a sudden you'll see that the bubbles are going to be larger than they were. Here's the scatter plot without the call to scale size. Here's the scatter plot with the call to scale size. So the point is that in order to do all of this, you just keep layering different layers on top of your ggplot. And obviously, as we go through the module, we'll see more examples of this.